Hi everyone. This is going to be number 21 in the Queen 50 series, which means I am getting pretty close to the halfway point. And, well, you all know that I have been really enjoying this dive into the Queen's repertoire. And this one is going to be My Melancholy Blues. Well, I have heard a fair amount of blues influence in the music I've listened to so far from Queen, and I've heard some really fabulously gospel-style pieces. I would be entirely unsurprised if this My Melancholy Blues was a really, really beautifully melancholy blues-style piece. I'm just guessing, but it's kind of an educated guess. I understand that it was composed by Freddie Mercury and that there are no backing vocals or guitars. Well, I just listened to a piece recently by Queen. It was one of the recent ones.
Spread Your Wings.
Spread Your Wings. Yeah, Spread Your Wings. I think I read that Spread Your Wings, I discovered afterwards. I didn't know it when I did the first listen, but I discovered afterwards because I enjoyed that one and I was looking a bit more about it. That was the first time that Queen produced a song without the backing vocals. It was just Freddie's voice. At least that's what I've heard. That's what I've read. You can correct me if I'm wrong. So this is another one. And in Spread Your Wings, I commented that I really enjoyed it. It felt incredibly sincere and immediate. So we'll see what that sounds like here. It's going to be, I'm sure, a great piece. Before I dive in, don't forget to check out my Ko-fi and Patreon pages. I've got some new things going on there right now, including a weekly live meetup with my patrons, and we're having a great time with that. So check it out if you're interested. And let's see what I have to hear.
Another party's over, and I'm left cold sober. My baby left me for somebody new. I don't want to talk about it, want to forget about it, want to be intoxicated with that special brew. So come and get me, let me get in that sinking feeling that says my heart is on an all-time low. So don't expect me to behave perfectly and wear that sunny smile. My guess is I'm in for a cloudy and overcast. Don't try and stop me, 'cause I'm heading for that stormy weather soon. I'm causing a mild sensation with this new occupation. I'm permanently glued to this extraordinary mood. So now move over and let me take over with my melancholy blues.
Okay, I'm going to go back. That's kind of like a piano solo instead of a guitar solo in this piece. Well, I just have to say that there are several different musical influences that feel like they're playing into this. The opening sounded almost like it could be Debussy or something like that. There's this bit of impressionistic blues quality, and then other places it takes more of a Broadway blues sound, and it's so expressive. Okay, I'm gonna back up. I want to hear this piano solo.
Take over with my melancholy blues. I'm causing a mild sensation with this new occupation. I'm in the news. I'm just getting used to my new exposure. Come into my enclosure and meet my melancholy blues.
That's an incredibly special piece of music. There's something so incredibly, well, I'm going to use the word intimate here again. It feels intimate at the same time. It doesn't quite feel like I'm sitting down face to face. It feels more like a stage presentation of an intimate scene. Does that make sense? I feel like I'm watching Freddie invite somebody in. But I don't feel like I'm stepping into the room. There's this interesting balance of intimacy with dramatic expression. And it's so smoothly woven together that it feels incredible. It really feels incredible. Well, let's go back to the beginning, and I'll pause along the way and maybe talk a bit more about some of these different musical styles that came to my mind as I was going along through it. Kind of an improvisatory opening there. I love those octaves. Bong, bong. It's as if we are hearing the piano just ring like a bell, a couple strikes of a bell or clock or something, you know. It's kind of like Debussy. Well, of course, it's blues style too, but you see, Debussy was influenced, and the French Impressionists and 20th century French music had a real interest in some of the jazz blues influences that were coming across from America and becoming established in France at the time. So you hear this in the classical repertoire. This is not the sort of pour your heart out with passionate, unbridled emotion, just pour it all out in front of you. It's not this kind of blues. This is more refined. There's something elegant about it, something a little bit polished, and there's a lot of subtlety and ebb and flow, which is not, it's not a free for all. And I guess that's why I am reminded of piano music, like, for example, Debussy. And there are others, of course, too. But the idea is that in the classical tradition, those musical influences were brought in and embraced and then shaped and applied for whatever goal. But it wasn't just, let's see, what's a really popular blues artist singer? I gotta think of one. I'm no blues expert, but I know blues voices. Let's see, Aretha Franklin, for example. Okay. She has her style, and it's dramatic, but this is not Aretha Franklin by any stretch. And I'm not even thinking about timeline. I'm just putting it all together in one lump here and comparing and balancing. And so this is why I'm reminded of classical composers, because of the way this blues style is handled so elegantly and polished here.
Another party's over, and I'm left cold sober. My baby left me for somebody new.
I like this chromatic.
I don't want to talk about it. Want to forget about it. Wanna be intoxicated with that special brew.
I love the resonance, the way
So
that he's
get
handling the pedal.
me.
And that's just such a great moment when the bass enters. It comes in so unexpectedly. By this point, I feel like I'm just immersed in this world of the piano with the voice gliding in and out. And then suddenly, so come and get me. When he says, get me, that's the moment when I feel, get me. And I guess that's also the moment where I start to feel that it's more of a stage presentation of the mood, the story.
That special brew. So come and get me. Let me get in that singing feeling that says my heart is on an all-time low.
I love the way he drops down and sings all time low, deep and low, after we've been gliding along and riding the waves of this blues mood. All time low, so descriptive and it's kind of funny. This is so classically dramatic Queen, and yet it is so not flamboyant. It's an interesting combination we have going on here.
Singing feeling that says my heart is on an all-time low. So
Oh yeah.
don't expect me.
I start to feel
To be
I like the little
perfectly and wear that sunny smile. My guess is I'm in for a cloudy and overcast.
cloudy and overcast.
Don't try and stop me, 'cause I'm heading for that stormy weather.
And we build up and you know, I'm so tempted to say that this piano part would sound incredible on the harp. I'm terrified to say it as well, because to play this kind of chromaticism on the harp is a nightmare. The way he treats the piano with the arpeggiation and the spread chords and all the resonance. He's using the pedal generously, and the harp is wonderful at all of those stylistic features. It's just not so great with the heavy chromaticism. So it would be a real challenge. Probably it would always sound better on the piano. So here we have a piece written for the piano in a very harpistic style, but it's clearly for the piano, and it lives and breathes at the piano.
I'm heading for that stormy weather soon. I'm causing a mild sensation with this new occupation. I'm permanently glued to this extraordinary mood, so now move over.
Really some great lyrics, you have to admit it.
Let me take over with my melancholy blues.
Now move over, let me take over with my melancholy blues. I almost feel like this is now a moment in a lounge or something where there's a pianist playing in the background, and Freddie walks up to the piano and says, I'm in this mood because I've just been left she went to somebody else, and he, whoever, went to somebody else. But I'm just down it. No, move over. Let me take over the music, because I need to just put it here, and I need to hear my own music in this moment. It feels like that's what's happening right here.
My melancholy blues.
And I love this. So we've been carried along, bum da dum in this swing rhythm, da dum, and it's treated flexibly, and he's got these flourishes in here, and then in this moment, it's such a simple little thing, really. It's so simple that we lock the rhythm in a bit. Melancholy blues, and the syncopation there of putting the length on this syncopated quarter note. Melancholy blues, and we feel the pulse in melancholy blues, and it sort of lifts us up and carries us over. It's a common device, and it's nothing about it that's outstanding, except for the fact that we don't hear that syncopation style in this so much. And so when it comes, it really places that phrase up and in our center, the center of our focus, and we really feel like it's a conclusion in a way. It's a statement. It's no longer this string of this is my story, this is my mood, whatever. It's now I am owning my melancholy blues, and it's just a wonderful moment there.
With my melancholy blues.
I like those scales. They're tastefully placed. Hardly even noticed the drums until now, and then I realized they're here.
I'm causing a mild sensation with this new occupation. I'm in the news.
I'm in the news.
Just getting used to my new exposure. Come into my enclosure and meet my melancholy blues.
You know, it's not the type of blues that I imagined when I sat down and read the title. It's much gentler and softer. There's something very sweet about it. And I wasn't expecting that. I like it. I like it a lot. And, well, yet another style that Queen has mastered. Nailed it. Well, here's another Queen piece I've kind of fallen in love with already. There's something that strikes me about it, and that is the incredible control and virtuosity of both the piano playing and the singing. It's not the kind of fireworks virtuosity that we often think of when we think of virtuoso playing. This is not Paganini. This is not Franz Liszt. This is a master of the instrument at hand, whether it's the voice or the keys, but the subtle details and the incredible control, everything serves the expression, and nothing gets in the way of the expression. And even the drums and the bass that are just touched in there. I would say that also is an example of virtuosity, mastery, in the sense that they were very careful to not interfere with the artistic and musical expression. They served the music beautifully, and I enjoyed the sound of the bass in there. I enjoyed the little touches of drums, but I wasn't here for the drums. I wasn't here for the bass. I wasn't even here for the piano or the voice. I was here for the entire expression of this little piece of music. Little, it's kind of short, isn't it? But I guess I would like to use the word exquisite. And I'll leave it at that. A lovely, exquisite Melancholy blues. I'll see you soon.